Have you noticed that a middle-class life feels harder to reach? Owning a home, paying for healthcare, saving for college. For many families, that standard feels like it keeps moving further away. And it is not just a feeling. For decades, the middle class was the center of the American economy. Today, that center is getting smaller. In the early 1970s, about 60% of American adults lived in middle-income households. Today, it is closer to 50%. That is a major shift. The middle class has always been the engine of growth. When middle-income families are strong, they spend money, buy homes, and start small businesses. So when the middle shrinks, the whole system changes. Today, we will look at 5 forces behind this shift: economic polarization, technology, globalization, weaker worker power, and rising living costs. Each one pushes from a different direction. Together, they create a squeeze. Imagine the economy like an hourglass. In the past, most people were in the thick middle. Today, more people are moving toward the top and the bottom. Fewer remain in the center. This is called income polarization. Some households have moved up into higher income levels. At the same time, more households have fallen into lower income levels. The result is a thinner middle. Even more important, the share of total income going to the middle class has fallen over time. So the middle is not just smaller. It controls less of the national income than it used to. The center of gravity has shifted upward. Next is technology. A few decades ago, many solid middle-class jobs involved routine tasks: office support, manufacturing work, clerical jobs. These jobs did not always require a college degree, but they paid enough to support a family. Then computers and automation changed the picture. Technology is very good at routine work. Software can handle spreadsheets. Machines can assemble products. For highly skilled workers, technology increases productivity. It makes their work more valuable. But for many middle-skill jobs, technology replaced the task entirely. Some workers moved into higher-skilled roles. Others moved into lower-paying service jobs. The middle layer of jobs became thinner. The third force is globalization. Over the past several decades, companies gained the ability to move production across borders. Factories shifted to countries with lower labor costs. Later, some service jobs moved as well. For consumers, this often meant cheaper products. But for many American workers, it meant job loss. When a factory closed, it did not just remove one employer. It removed a stable career path. Many of those jobs were replaced with lower-paying service positions. So entire communities lost middle-income anchors. And once that ladder disappears, it is hard to rebuild. Now consider the link between work and pay. After World War II, worker productivity and wages rose together. When companies produced more, workers earned more. But since the late 1970s, that link has weakened. Productivity continued to rise. Typical wages did not rise at the same pace. At the same time, labor union membership declined. Unions once helped workers negotiate higher pay and better benefits. With fewer workers in unions, bargaining power weakened. This means economic growth does not automatically translate into higher pay for the middle class. The economy can expand, but the gains do not always flow evenly. Finally, there is the cost of living. Even if income rises slightly, Key expenses have risen faster. Housing costs have increased sharply in many cities. Healthcare premiums and out-of-pocket expenses have grown. College tuition has climbed far faster than typical wages. These are not optional expenses. They are the foundation of a middle-class life. When these costs rise faster than income, families rely more on debt. Or they delay buying a home. Or they postpone saving for retirement. So even households that remain middle income feel pressure. It becomes harder not only to enter the middle class, but also to stay there. When you step back, these 5 forces connect. Technology and globalization reshape the job market. Weaker bargaining power limits wage growth. Rising living costs absorb whatever income gains remain. Each force reinforces the others. That is why the middle class is not shrinking because of one single event. It is the result of long-term structural changes working together. And when job stability weakens while essential costs keep rising, the middle naturally becomes smaller over time. Understanding this shift helps explain why so many families feel squeezed today. It is not just about individual choices. It is about how the system has evolved. The middle class still exists, but the path into it is narrower. And the effort required to stay there is greater than it once was. This is Simplexplain, complex ideas simply explained.